Do not attempt to adjust anything on your screen.
Oh my goodness!
That's my text tone. Anyway, do not attempt to adjust anything on your screen. This is currently dark for a reason, only just because I'm sitting currently in the dark, just having some thoughts. Don't really need the camera aimed at me. I might do it later, but anyway, today is 420 for a lot of people. That is the day of the much ingestion of marijuana. And on this day and on this video, I'm just going to be just talking a little bit about, mostly, actually I'm just going to be specifically talking about marijuana and its effect that it's had in my life, because I, as somebody who is physically disabled and has a very long list of problems, I will say right now, and I truly, truly mean this, that, excuse me, that, if it were not for medicinal marijuana, I think that I would probably not be alive, because throughout the 5 years that I have been dealing with the disability that I'm dealing with, I have solely used medicinal marijuana. I do not use painkillers. I do not use anything like that at all. And that is, like, anytime I talk to somebody who's a medical professional or somebody who deals with severe chronic pain like I do, and I tell them that I do it without medicine and whatnot, they kind of look at me like I'm nuts. And to be honest with you, I can understand that. I really can understand that with the kind of things that are out there, with the kind of struggles that I and other people have. And there's a lot of things, there's a lot of pills out there. There's a lot of stuff. And I don't place judgment upon anybody for making the choices that they do when it comes to this kind of thing. It's just more of my own personal choice. It's not putting anybody else's in. It's just my personal choice. But I deal with so many problems, and I already see how a lot of the doctors I've had and whatnot, how they've chosen to help that. I look at all the medication that I was given, and it's so much, and it's for so many things, that I would just be taking so many pills a day and then extra ones on top of that to deal with the side effects of the pills I'm taking. And the reason that I do not use medicine and I solely use medicinal marijuana in a lot of forms it comes in is because well, actually it's for several reasons. One, when I was younger, I was very over-medicated. I struggled with a lot of issues, and pills were the answer to everything, and it was a constant struggle for me. I was always on this stuff, and I had to constantly be going through process of being weaned off and putting something on, and just, I hated it. I never wanted to be on anything, and I used to always say, I can't wait till I get to a point where I don't need this shit anymore. And I didn't enjoy being on it. I don't want to be on it. I am one of those kind of people where swallowing pills is very, very hard for me. When I was younger, I used to have to, like, crush them up and put them in ice cream and stuff like that. And even now, as an adult, I have my own special technique for taking pills because my gag reflex is so sensitive that even with the technique I use, half the time, I end up choking and spitting them up. So taking pills is very hard for me, and that's just taking 1 or 2 a day for me sucks. Having to take like 20 a day, I don't know how the hell I would make it through something like that. And my cat just sat on my feet right now. Hi, lady. So it's like it's a struggle for me, and I don't like the feeling of being on medication. I don't like any of it. And it's also with as many problems as I have. I look at all the things that I was being given. A lot of painkillers, very, very strong and powerful painkillers. Painkillers for nerve problems as well, and sleeping aids, and things for nausea, and things for appetite, and things to deal with all these side effects, and lots of different sleep aids because I have insomnia. And I just looked at the sea of bottles and the sea of pills and the sea of fucking side effects, And I just decided it's not what I wanted to do. It's not how I wanted to handle this. And it's a lot of the kind of stuff that they were issuing to me was very, very addictive and, has killed lesser people than I. And killed lesser people than I. That's what the phrasing. What is the phrasing? What is killed better people that, it's killed people. Sorry, what I mean by that is like people who take that kind of stuff are even ones who are not disabled and they end up developing a serious problem with it. I'm disabled. I don't want to be taking something that a lot of these pills I don't want to take them not because I feel that they're bad. It's because they might be really awesome. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. And it's because and this is the other half of it. What it is I, over the years now, have really come, by research and by physical understanding, have come to really understand medicinal marijuana. Or just marijuana in general, doesn't have medicinal attached to it. And I would be dead without it, because I use it for everything. And I really feel that the only reason I am alive currently is because I've been using something that and this is, we're coming to understand marijuana a lot more. We have come so far in the past 20 years. We've come so far in the past 10, even the past 5 years, where we have come with it, with our understanding. Because this used to just be so... Sorry, sometimes just how stupid people are about marijuana really bothers me. It's like... Anyways, I'm not going to go off on that. That's not the point. But my point is... my point is that with the amount of problems that I deal with, I truly believe that if I was medicating this much with that kind of medicine, that I'd be dead by now. And if I wasn't using anything, I'd probably be dead too. Only the kind of people who struggle with the things I struggle with know what it's like. They know what it's like to have... You don't have to have the exact disease I have to understand it. If you have chronic pain, you understand what it's like. It is literally being trapped inside of your own body. For me, because I have severe chronic pain and muscle tension, headaches, insomnia, and I also have full body nerve damage. Anyways, I'm starting to kind of go off thinking about that. I think about all of the things and all of the ways I use marijuana, and I really truly believe that I wouldn't make it without it, because it has helped me in so many ways. It's another one of my text tones. I think of all of the times that using it has kept me out of the emergency room, because I've had to go to the emergency room twice throughout the time that I've been dealing with this, and that's scary. I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm terrified, and nobody in the world is more scared of needles than I am. I really am. I'm the biggest wiener who ever existed. Twice I've had to go to the emergency room because I was dealing with so much pain and I was locked up so badly I had to get a shot of muscle relaxant, and that was really, really scary to me. And I don't want to be there and deal with that. And actually, I take that back. Excuse me. There was a third time I went to the emergency room. It's because I had gotten so sick. I had been vomiting uncontrollably so much, and I stopped being able to eat, and I basically started to starve. I think of all of the times that I have been locked in the bathroom for like 2 days with a severe migraine, just throwing up, and basically dying from the pain. Like I have severe migraines to the point where I'm starting to think I may have cluster headaches with how bad the things I deal with. Because I pass out, my nose bleeds, it's really bad. And I think about the fact that I can sit in here and, I can sit in here, I can grind up a bowl, I can load it into my piece, I can smoke it, and the moment I smoke it and exhale it through my nose and through my mouth, parts of my jaw unclick. Parts of my sight that I've gone blind because of how much pressure I have. I'm actually starting to see again. And my temples that have been throbbing so much, I can see them on my head, are starting to die down. I'm starting to be able to hear again and not just hear the blood rushing through my head. A lot of the time then, the pressure release and all that causes me to throw up. But for anybody who's ever dealt with severe pain and nausea, sometimes throwing up like that it just really gets a lot out of your system. And the fact that I can just use that, the fact that I can use that in sleep and be okay, the fact that something I hold in myself that somebody I know had taught me once, because when I first started using using medicinal marijuana, I didn't know how to regulate it properly, which is totally understandable. Before that, I'd always smoked with somebody else who knew what they were doing. When I first started doing it on my own, I didn't know what I was doing. I used to overdo it really, really bad. And a lot of times, the first time I got way, way too stoned, and I was getting scared, and a person I knew told me something that has stuck with me this entire time. And it is something that is true of marijuana, and it is not true, honestly, I think, of any medicine at all. This is what he had said to me. And this is something, honestly, if you're somebody who's listening to this and either you're unfamiliar with marijuana or maybe you're new to it or whatever, here these are some kind words for you that he told me when it comes to marijuana and whatnot. He said, "This is not poison. You cannot overdose on this. You're not going to die. No matter how you're feeling right now, even if it's really weird, even whatever you're dealing with, it is going to wear off. This will not last forever. You're going to be okay. It will wear off. It can't kill you. It's going to be okay." And that has stuck with me the whole time because, and I understand this and I have done my research and I know everything he had said is true. Unless, obviously, that you got it from somewhere and you don't know where you got it from or whatever. And I don't. I get it from a dispensary. It's not poison. It's not going to kill me. Nobody in the entire history of anything has ever died from marijuana. People have died from stupid things, and I'm sorry, but I know everybody has a story, of their cousin's cousin or their friend or their this or their that who had a bad experience with marijuana for whatever reason, but that is not a reason to consider marijuana to be bad. And I'll be really honest with you. If you're kind of somebody who had, it's like, oh, somebody I know, it was laced with this and that, and then something really bad happened to them. I'm extremely sorry to hear that. That's a very bad experience, what happened to the person you know. But marijuana didn't cause that. Something laced in it is what caused that. Don't blame marijuana for that. And if you're somebody who's just like, oh, it caused them to be really lazy and lose their just and that didn't cause them to do that. They use that as an excuse. I mean, just as... Don't blame people's poor behavior on marijuana. We're getting into a new day and age where we're coming to understand this isn't a drug. This isn't a bad thing. This is something that has been growing from the earth as way longer than we've been around. And the benefits to it we are starting to find are practically limitless. Not only can it help people with more problems than we can list, but it's actually reversing problems people have. It's helping cure cancer. It's helping with PTSD. It's helping with dementia and Alzheimer's. It is helping people with little diseases, big diseases. It's getting people to a point where those who have been dependent on pills their entire life are throwing them away. We're getting to a point where pharmaceuticals are going to start becoming a thing of the past. And not entirely, but in a lot of ways, a lot of pharmaceuticals are going to start becoming a thing of the past. Because if we can help people, if people can help themselves with something way less toxic and way less addictive, why not use it? I know a lot of people have trouble grasping this concept, and I know a lot of people completely understand it, and kudos to you, but the pharmaceutical company does not give one flying fuck about human life. What they care about is making money and getting people addicted to their shit. That's what they care about. And if you think otherwise, you need to wake the fuck up. You need to wake up if you think that these people care about human life or that their medication is created to keep people healthy or to keep people alive. It is created to keep you on it to make money. With the disease that I deal with as a chronic pain sufferer, I have been offered practically every fucking painkiller and drug on the planet. And I haven't accepted any of them. Because I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going to be a guinea pig, and I'm not going to be somebody who's a slave to the opioid crisis. I am not going to be somebody who feels the need to sell their possessions for pills. I have watched far too many people I know fall prey and victim to issues when it comes to drugs. And I'm not going to go there. I understand a lot of what I was talking about was medicinal marijuana, and I'm talking about this, but they go hand in hand. There are things out there in the world that are healthier, less deadly, and less addictive than pills. And we really don't live in much of a society right now where that's acceptable. It's basically something is wrong with you, go to the doctor and get pills. Not every country has, some countries it is illegal to have the kind of damn commercials that we do, peddling the kind of stuff that we do. People need to be careful. Because this is a very, very easy way to control people. This is a very, very easy way to keep people in line. You get them, completely and totally pilled up and addicted to all this stuff, and all you have to do is start messing with those supplies and pull the strings, and you can get people to do whatever you want. Understandably, what I'm talking about does leave out certain things. I mean, if you're somebody, obviously, you have a heart condition or a brain or a liver condition or something, yeah, I'm not saying, oh, don't take your pills, druggie, but this opioid crisis, this is bad. This is really, really bad. How easy it is to get access to this shit. And how easy it is to get addicted. And that's coming around full circle. I was talking about. That's the reason, especially if anybody ever asks me, why aren't you, there's Vicodin and there's codeine and there's all of these things that can, Percocet and does, why don't you take pills? Why none of it? I'm like, because I'm not going to become an addict. I deal with a lot of problems. And I also have the addictive gene. It runs in my family. With what I deal with the amount of things that they're handing me thinking that I'm not going to get addicted or end up having a problem with it is stupid. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's very, very true. Medicinal marijuana is amazing for me and I love it. I'm not going to lie and say there aren't some days where I just, where I'm completely good and I've, lowered my pain down and stuff like that. And I'm still going to sit back and eat a brownie because I want to get baked. But that's not going to kill me. That's not going to hurt me. That doesn't make me an addict. Maybe it means I need to ease up a little bit, but there's a difference between doing that and taking a bunch of pills. There's a difference between me running out of marijuana and running out of painkillers. I'm not going to die if I don't smoke. I could die if I don't have my painkillers. I don't want to have that kind of dependency on something that could kill me if I don't have it. Or could kill me if I accidentally take too much because I forgot. Many of the people in my life that I love, that are heroes and, that I've looked up to and whatnot, almost all of them were killed off by stuff like this. And I will not be a part of it. Yeah, it's made things a little rough because seeing doctors, they get very frustrated with me because I won't take the medicine. But it's just not for me. I want to believe we'll live in a day and age where there'll be more alternative solutions and we'll have a much better understanding of things. But for right now, I smoke marijuana for my muscle pain and for my chronic nerve pain. And I use THC drops and capsules for a lot of my nausea and for a lot of my appetite problems. and I use edibles and gummies to sleep. And sometimes I just smoke for the hell of it, because with the depression and anxiety I deal with, it helps dull a lot of that out too. And there are some days where I just smoke and use that for everything. And I consider that to be pretty damn awesome. I don't ever push it on people. If I know somebody, I ask them if they've ever used it before. If they're not interested, I just keep it away from them. I'm not going to do it in front of them, and I'm not going to ask them to, because everybody has a right. Just because I totally understand how completely awesome this is, does not automatically mean it's going to be good for somebody else or help somebody else. So this may cause people a lot of anxiety. If you have anxiety problems, you probably shouldn't use it. But this helps a laundry list of problems. And I know a lot of people very, very close to me who use it, where they are part of the reason I'm thankful for it too, because I know they would be in a lot of pain. And they'd be really sad, and they wouldn't be sleeping. And I'm sorry to a lot of people who don't live in states or countries where they have good access to it. I am very fortunate. I live in California. I have a recreational and medicinal state. Today is 420. Two very, very close friends of mine were here, and they were just at the Cannabis Cup, where people are just smoking in public and doing it. It's basically nobody gives a good goddamn. For those of you who don't live in a state where you have good access to it, I really, really sincerely hope that things change for you very soon. And, well, those are my thoughts today on 420. Those are my thoughts about medicinal marijuana. Those are my thoughts about medicine. Those are just some thoughts on my mind right now. Thank you for listening, and have a good day!